why if you go back to Ethiopia, Eritrea, Kenya, Uganda, our older folks used to have a fireplace, and they used to drink from one pot with long straws.
Hey family, thank you for clicking in to watch this video. My name is MC Kajambi. I come right away from Africa, Kenya. So you can also call me the Kenyan guy that loves Jamaica. So guys, there are some shocking details that have been revealed about Jamaica and Africa. So I want us to watch some videos, then I'll come back with a bit of reaction about it. But before that guys, if it is your first time to come across this channel, please consider to subscribe today. Yes, and for my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I really appreciate you are part of my great family. And also guys, remember we have channel membership that you can also purchase at your will or at your pleasure. Yes, I wanted to pray for you. I wanted to say, oh, God bless this. But anyway guys, thank you. Let's get into this video.
Because it was too difficult to break them. Jamaicans still have that spirit. They are indomitable as a people. It's no coincidence that it was a Jamaican bookman who went to Haiti and led the Haitian Revolution. You understand? When you look at Nani, when you look at Cujo and Akangpong and all those revolutionary Jamaicans, it's no coincidence that they had so many revolutionaries on that island, because they brought that African spirit that can never be broken. And if African people are going to be free, geographically in the Caribbean or globally across the world, Jamaica will play a role in it. Just like when I go to Africa, I say it all the time. In order for Africa to be free, Nigeria will have to play a role in it because of their indomitable spirit. You can see that the Jamaicans and the Nigerians have the same blood. It's like, it's undeniable. So number one, that spirit of revolution. And then when you take the Rasta culture and what that did, and when you take Bob Marley's success in reggae and what that did, and of course the greatest Pan-Africanist and greatest organizer of all time, Marcus Garvey, coming from Jamaica, and others, you understand. But I think when you look at their national heroes and the Pan-African impact that they had, Bob Marley was a Pan-Africanist. The Rastafari are Pan-Africanists. Marcus Garvey, the father of modern Pan-Africanism. John Brown Russwurm, the revolutionaries that came over out of there. Even to the slave revolt leaders, Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle. When you look at the Pan-Africanist nature that is at the foundation of the revolutionary Jamaican spirit, it helps you to understand why they are so feared and loved around the world. They're so apologetic that when some people are trying to kick off revolutionary movements, if they're not sincere, they will scream for the Jamaicans. They want to make sure I don't have no Jamaicans in this, because I know when the Jamaicans come, they come to war. They come to fight. You don't invite the Jamaicans unless you're sincere. You understand? Because I would probably say per capita, there's some of the greatest revolutionaries that the race has ever produced.
Wow. That Africa is the home of life. Europe falls short of Africa. And I don't mind when our young men go to Europe. In fact, go, but come back home. Yes. Because you will go and you will realize if our leadership was right, we never had to leave this continent. We have everything, and I'm talking about the weather, I'm talking about the animals, I'm talking about the climate, I'm talking about the people. We just met 4 or 5 days ago and we're here having very deep conversation. That will not happen in Europe. Like, Africans are so open and so warm. The social fabric that weaves together the Ubuntu spirit. That's why this place is called Ubuntu Creative Village. Ubuntu is a South African word that means coming together, we as a people, not I. So Africans don't thrive in individualistic, selfish, capitalistic systems. We are a people who share knowledge, share food, share stories. That's why if you go back to Ethiopia, Eritrea, Kenya, Uganda, our older folks used to have a fireplace, and they used to drink from one pot with long straws, and all the problems of the village were solved right there peacefully and amicably. Africa should be studied in Harvard. We should not be studying books from Harvard. Africa has solutions of diplomacy. Africa has solutions for war. We have learned to live with each other, with animals, with different cultures and tribes. Africa has solutions for, agriculture. We had systems that worked. Ask our grandmothers.
Something that I try to teach the diaspora, because especially from the American side, right? They all want to be kings and queens so bad, come from kings and queens. And if you look at Ethiopia, for instance, 80% of the population are farmers. And the royal lineage was a small percentage. So what are our values? If we cannot be proud of what our people are achieving, like the hard work, the determination, even kings, even royals come from family of farmers.
I agree. And what is interesting, I will add to what your uncle told you, that there is no nobler profession under the sun above farming. Only teaching comes close to a farmer. A farmer answers nature's number one call. A farmer keeps us alive. A farmer, through farming, tending, gardening, tending to the sheep and cows, learns the most valuable lesson that no other profession will teach you. We see on our TV, or in Paris fashion show, or in Milan. Miss World is hidden in the village you just described. It's that grandmother who goes every day to fetch water with a bucket down the hill, gets water up the hill, washes 10, 15 kids, prepares them for schools, and work together in the Ubuntu spirit.
That was beautifully said. I think that is also the key to true liberation.
Yes. Because now, for me to go to Tanzania, I need to get a visa.
Imagine.
Then get there, of course, Kenya and Tanzania, we have an agreement. I'm just giving we don't need visa, but I'll need currency there. They can't use Kenyan shillings. So the barriers start right at the door. While an American will come 16,000 kilometers away, he can trade with you already. Immediately he lands there. He'll give you and you'll take it. You won't take my shilling. I think Muammar Gaddafi, the late, had an agenda to liberate Africa by creating a single currency. These are some of the conversations that we in the diaspora and local in Africa, we need to push our countries towards a single currency and then no visa. The moment we start interacting like that, we will create 50 million jobs per year in fashion, in music, in sports, look, the NBA, recently they've started launching in Kenya. Watch, in 10 years, South Sudan will beat every country in the world. Kenya will be there. The moment Africa just gets a chance, we run with it. If we had football academies in every country and properly funded, in 5 years, World Cup for the rest of history will be to Africa. And this is not from a position of pride. I was saying earlier, even Tiger Woods better watch his back, because if our young men and women in Africa can hold that stick from an early age, we'll take over. Even Serena Williams knows this, that if Nekesa in Kakamega can hold that racket from an early age, we will conquer the world. Africa needs no aid. Africa needs no savior. Jesus Christ is enough. We just need to interact and work together, create opportunities from an early age in swimming. If Africa puts its act together, in 5 years, Olympics, half the medals are in Africa. In 10, 15 years, we will be the home of all the medals. This is not from a position of pride. It is just the superpower that is in this continent.
And that's why they fear unity so much. And I believe to be more powerful and to be more united, we definitely also have to bring our brothers and sisters in the diaspora on board. And that's what I'm trying to do with my work, to inspire them to come. So I just want to ask you, my last question is, for those in the diaspora, in African Americans or in the UK, all our distant relatives, right? Who wish to relocate actually to the African continent, who dream of living this life that you are living, that I am living, but who are held back by fear and by doubt, what is your advice for them?
I look you in the face, my brother, my sister, and say, welcome home. This is home. I assure you, from the moment you alight from the aircraft, just the slap of fresh air that will knock you. You will breathe the soil and you will be healed. So your first visit will be a healing visit. It will feel different. Forget what the media has been painting about Africa. This is a continent they don't want you to interact with because you will run back home. There's opportunities here. Find local people to work with. They're very creative. They're very innovative. And you there are very exposed. Can you imagine what we could build with the African-American diaspora and those in Germany and in London and then the local talented African people? Can you imagine the force of nature? We will easily become the 8th wonder of the world because we will create a force to reckon with. But you see, the media doesn't want us to achieve that. You know, we are scary when we are united. A lot of black people are killed in the US, and the first thing the police say, I felt scared. We are scary because we are powerful, you know, and they know that. And that's why they want to keep you there enslaved and impoverished in the mind. In fact, more white people visit Africa to stay than black people. Black people are scared of Africa. The white people are not. Yes. They know that we have the best continent. Your brothers and sisters, the white folks, they love Africa. While they tell you in CNN, don't go. They're here. In Kenya, in Laikipia, it's full. You go to Malindi, Italians.
My brother.
Here in Nairobi, Karen, it's full of Britons and Americans. But you, my brother and sister, you are being told, Africa this and that. It's a lie. And we're decoding it. And until we unite, we won't rest. There'll be podcasts, there'll be YouTubers who are coming up, there'll be preachers. Africa and the Pan-African movement is unstoppable. And the generation that is coming up, the Gen Zs, whether on that side and this side, they're the people to make this dream a reality. MLK, Martin Luther King, said, I have a dream. The dream maybe included you discovering home and creating impact at home, where you're valued, where you're loved, where you're seen, where you're not a threat. Your blackness is loved, seen, and valued. You know? So bring your smart minds here. Bring your dollars here. Bring your ideas here. You will find a ready, resourceful population.
That brings me to Jamaica and its influence worldwide, right?
Yes.
Because, I mean, Jamaicans, they have this saying, little but we talawa.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Definitely, little but we talawa.
Love
That
it.
is it.
So explain to us what that means, first of all.
Little but we tala, meaning, even though we're small, talawa, the word talawa is like, we've done so much.
Right.
Greatness, some big stuff. Our culture has impacted other cultures. People just love Jamaica. They love the language, they love the food, they love the ambience, they love the breeze, the beach, the tree, everything.
Yeah.
The chicken, the fish, the curry, the ackee, the sausage, the breadfruit, the roast banana, them love everything. Like, we've really just created such a
Literally, yes.
massive
Now, my friends, I don't know what you get or what comes into your mind when you hear these things. But for me, there is one thing that comes out clear, or there are several things that comes out clear, or the 3 secrets, yeah, that the media does not want to present to you or to us that are Africans and blacks and Jamaica. You know, these guys are explaining, you know, why Jamaicans are most feared, or black Americans and Africans. Yeah, you know, we are feared because when we unite, when we come together, we can achieve everything. That's why you'll find the blacks, they are getting harassed in the US or wherever they are, you know, because they know, they understand not that we are weak. They don't harass us for being weak. They harass us because of our strength. And we have the strength, you know, we have the zeal, you know, we have the strength, the ambitions that we know, they know that will be a weapon, a great weapon against any, you know, I'm not even talking about physicality, but even the mind, you know. And that is why people like the blacks. Most blacks are mostly in the history for being radical. People like Marcus Garvey, you know, Martin Luther King, all these guys, they were blacks, and their mind, you know, their mind was so focused on liberation. And according to me, you know, I think that this is one of the deep secrets, you know, that these people will never want us to know, you know. And one thing, the weapon, you know, the weapon they'll use against us is to separating us, is causing us to be against each other. So as black people, you know, if we are against each other, that is where we give these people the strength, you know, to impose on us policies, you know, policies that will always be bringing us down, you know. Gaddafi, the reason why he got killed, you know, it is because he was planning to bring policies that unite people, even in the use of one currency, you know. That is one thing, guys, we should look at. Yeah?